Hi, my name is Brook Harlan. I'm one of the culinary instructors at the Columbia Area Career Center, and I'm a graduate of the Culinary Institute of America, and I'm helping with the video series for preparing the harvest and preserving the bounty. To talk about to start up with is just setting up your station for doing a food demonstration. You want to make sure you have an area for your actual food prep with cutting everything. In our case here, we're going to be cooking with an induction burner. If you did have a butane burner, would be great also, or a propane burner. You just want to make sure that you have something that is, set up that you're familiar with. If you are using an induction burner, definitely don't have the first time be when you're doing the food demonstration. Other things you can have out, in this case we call these mise en place cups, just small cups just to have your mise en place, your items to put in place. Could be your ingredients or your different tools set up and just have them laid out in kind of one general area. If you're getting ready for a food demo, typically you want to have everything already set up. You want to make sure that you have, if you have your butter measured out to an exact certain amount, have that already set up. Don't worry about measuring it there. Really, probably most people are going to already know how to, measure out 2 tablespoons of butter or, the salt. Just have everything set up in the mise en place cups. You can wrap them with saran wrap and travel those to your site. A bain-marie also is sometimes great for just having your different tools in there. That way if you do need something, you can go and use that as well. Another thing that's always great to have out is you can have a couple different bowls. You can have one for your trash and then another one for your compost. Even if you're not able to compost, if you're able to just show separation is very easy. If somebody does have a compost at home or they have access to one they can dispose of their compost in, is always great, so they can really show the amount that they have in the pan at the end. It's much larger typically than the amount that's in the trash, so you can really cut down on the amount of waste you have if you just do compost some. So there's a lot of small items such as just peels or leaves that aren't going to be used you can place into there. Typically also you always want to have a pepper mill. You can just have a little mise en place cup with some salt in it as well. Make sure your pepper mill's filled. Typically also if you bring maybe a small jar of peppercorns, you have that in your case that you take when you do food demonstrations, helps as well. Otherwise, just make sure you go through the recipe numerous times in your head, preferably also demonstrate the recipe with somebody else before doing the demonstration, and think about the different tools that you use and the different ingredients you need and exactly what you're going to need once you start the demonstration. But that's just about it. Just make sure you're comfortable with the products you're using, that you have a little bit of background. You want to try and make sure you're always flowing into something. If you're doing something, maybe you can be doing 2 things at once. Have something simmering while you're chopping something up. Make sure you're keeping an eye on the temperature, but make sure you have something to talk about. You definitely don't want to have any dead time during the demonstration. So in our first case, we're going to use kohlrabi. So you can have some information on that it's in the cabbage family. Cabbage turnip is exactly what the translation is, but just have a little bit of background information on that before getting together for your demonstration.